Taehyung sheds tears. Jungkook does something shocking in front of ARMY. What really made Kim Taehyung, V of BTS, shed tears in front of millions of fans? And why did Jungkook's spontaneous reaction suddenly become the center of attention and send ARMY worldwide into chaos? Those questions flooded social media shortly after the emotional moment took place in a live broadcast that at first seemed ordinary. The stream began with a relaxed vibe, full of smiles and light interactions, as Taehyung usually does. But minutes later, his expression changed. His eyes glistened, his voice trembled, and a brief silence filled the virtual room watched by millions. For many, it was more than a routine fan interaction. It was a glimpse of raw honesty from a global star who usually appears full of confidence. And then Jungkook appeared. The youngest member's entrance seemed to shift the entire atmosphere. His face showed confusion mixed with concern. He looked at Taehyung intently, as if asking what was really happening. ARMY around the world froze on their screens, trying to read body language, searching for clues in every glance and movement. In one moment that quickly went viral, Jungkook seemed about to reach out to give Taehyung a hug or a comforting pat, but he stopped. His hand lifted, then lowered again. That hesitation raised even more questions. Was he holding back because the broadcast was live? Or was there another reason he couldn't show in public? The incident immediately sparked a wave of reactions. Hashtags about Taehyung and Jungkook climbed to global trending topics. Short clips were shared thousands of times, with fan analyses trying to decode the meaning behind Taehyung's tears. Some saw it as an outburst of exhaustion after years of industry pressure. Others speculated he was facing personal struggles he couldn't openly share. Yet what drew the most attention was Jungkook's expression. Fans noted how he kept watching Taehyung, lips pressed tight, eyes blinking nervously. Many saw it as proof Jungkook was also bearing emotional weight. He seemed to want to say something but was restrained by the situation. The silence between them spoke louder than words. Fans interpreted it as a pure portrait of friendship and an unspoken bond. Both of them, often seen as pillars of positivity in BTS, suddenly revealed a vulnerable side rarely shown. Speculation grew when clips showed Taehyung whispering something faintly inaudible. Some thought he was sending a private message to ARMY, an apology or heartfelt truth. Then, as his tears fell again, Jungkook lowered his head, covering his mouth with his hand, as if holding back his own emotions. The moment was quickly described as one of the most emotional fan interactions in BTS history. Not because of a big announcement, but because of the raw honesty. ARMY felt as though they were witnessing the human side of idols often hidden by a superstar image. Public reactions varied. Many wrote messages of support, insisting there was nothing wrong with an artist like Taehyung crying. Others pointed out the immense pressure BTS faces, especially now, amid solo projects, military service, and uncertainty about the group's future. What stood out most, according to pop culture observers, was Jungkook's response. He didn't rush to hug or speak at length. Instead, he chose a careful stance, present, attentive, but not dominating. Many saw this as respect for Taehyung's personal space, while still showing deep concern. Since then, theories have spread. Some said Taehyung's tears came from longing for the other members engaged in separate activities. Others guessed it was personal pressure. Whatever the truth, the moment had already left a mark on fans' hearts. What can't be denied is how it showed the fragility behind the spotlight. Taehyung, despite his fame, is still human, capable of fatigue, sadness, and feeling overwhelmed. Jungkook, with his surprising mix of confusion and empathy, proved that even under global scrutiny, brotherhood outweighs performance. Fans now wait to see if Taehyung or Jungkook will release any official statements. But beyond speculation, one thing is clear. That moment reaffirmed the emotional bond between BTS and ARMY. A bond built not just from music, but from honesty, tears, and meaningful silence. This incident will be remembered not as a scandal, but as a reminder. Even the brightest stars have fragile sides needing support. And on the night Taehyung shed tears, Jungkook, with small yet meaningful gestures, stood as witness, guardian, and true friend before millions of ARMY. The big questions echoing afterward. What really happened behind the scenes? Why couldn't Taehyung hold back tears? And why did Jungkook choose hesitation over direct intervention? Speculation kept growing, making the moment endless discussion online. Soon after the broadcast, clips were analyzed frame by frame. Fans pointed out every detail, from how Taehyung touched his face to the long pause before whispering softly. Some believed it was a special message to fans. Others thought he was actually speaking to Jungkook. Then came the surprise. Seconds after the whisper, Jungkook did something rare during live broadcasts. He bowed his head, covered his face with his hand, then took a deep breath as if restraining inner turmoil. To many fans, it was a sign he understood Taehyung's feelings, without words. That small act became an iconic moment, replayed millions of times. What made the scene monumental was ARMY's global reaction. Thousands of comments flooded weverse, Twitter, and Instagram. Some wrote heartfelt support. Others made fan edits compiling Jungkook's gazes at Taehyung. It all pointed to one thing: the event was more than a simple interaction. It symbolized an emotional bond beyond logic. Meanwhile, industry observers saw it as a reflection of BTS's current challenges: solo projects, military schedules, uncertainty about a full group comeback. Taehyung's tears and Jungkook's surprising restraint mirrored the psychological weight they carry. Experts even argued it wasn't weakness, but strength. In an entertainment culture demanding flawlessness, the courage to show vulnerability was proof of honesty. BTS once again showed they are not just icons, but individuals unafraid to reveal their most personal sides to millions. And a wonder the incident is already considered a turning point in BTS fan interactions. ARMY, known for strong emotional ties, responded not just with words but action. Some fanbases launched a We Cry With You project, raising donations for social causes in Taehyung and Jungkook's names. Interestingly, amid the speculation, BTS's management and other members chose silence. No official clarification, no added narrative. That silence only deepened curiosity. Yet some fans saw it as protection, giving Taehyung and Jungkook space without added pressure. Debates continue. Some believe the tears expressed gratitude and longing for ARMY. Others think they showed deep exhaustion. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: the moment carved new history in BTS's journey, built not from awards, but from Taehyung's tears and Jungkook's thoughtful restraint. Perhaps the greatest lesson from it is simple: behind concerts and albums are hearts that can be fragile, tears that need to flow, and friends who stand beside you, wordless yet supportive. The night Taehyung shed tears and Jungkook reacted with quiet gestures reminded the world, even the biggest stars remain human. After the initial wave on social media, the discussion grew louder. Attention came not only from ARMY but also Korean and international media. Some outlets ran headlines like, "V cries, Jungkook freezes. What happened behind BTS's broadcast?" And "Emotional BTS moment makes ARMY cry worldwide." Reports stressed the event wasn't just routine, but a real glimpse of pressure and closeness among members. Global fan responses showed the impact. In Japan, fans painted a mural of Taehyung with the quote, "It's okay to cry." In Latin America, the hashtag #StayStrongTaehyung trended for 2 days. In Korea, online forums praised Jungkook for his maturity, choosing silence while still being present for his friend. But not only support appeared. Serious discussions emerged about how the Korean entertainment industry demands impossible standards. Analysts said Taehyung's tears were an alarm bell for idol mental health. Jungkook's restraint symbolized the dilemma, wanting to protect, yet limited by the setting of a live broadcast. For many ARMY, it was the silence that touched most. Jungkook's gestures, covering his face, breathing deeply, gazing silently, felt like stronger communication than any words. To the fandom, it was the language of friendship and heart, understood only by those who followed BTS from the start. Meanwhile, support projects kept coming. European fanbases released a mini documentary compiling Taehyung Jungkook moments, closing with solidarity messages. In Indonesia, thousands organized a streaming party for Taehyung's solo songs as moral support. These showed how one night's tears inspired global unity. What reinforced the meaning was BTS's silence. No clarifications, no extra words. But in that silence came an implicit message. Boundaries between public and private lives must be respected. ARMY learned not all questions need answers. Sometimes, giving space and unconditional support is enough. Now, the incident is remembered as more than a live stream. It is a mirror reflecting idol reality. Glamorous outside, fragile inside. Taehyung with his tears, Jungkook with surprising but meaningful gestures, together teaching that even in silence, there is deep communication. And while the world keeps asking the true meaning, ARMY chose the simplest answer: honesty. The honesty to show humanity, to stay present in silence, to cry, and to stay beside someone who cries. That night, Taehyung shed tears. Jungkook spoke little, but his gestures shocked the world. And for that reason, the moment will be remembered forever as a story of friendship, empathy, and the courage to remain human under unending lights.